32 cores. 32 cores. 32. Then we've got 7nm AMD Radeon RX cards coming next year, plus AMD's first 7nm GPU has been shown off in Vega 56 Nano. Stay tuned. Welcome back to GamerMeld. Before we get started, don't forget to check out the official GamerMeld t-shirt. It's 25% off with the link below and ships worldwide. Alright. First up, I have an update on one of yesterday's stories. The quote 5GHz 28-core CPU from Intel was more than it seemed, or should I say less? Apparently, to get it up to 5GHz, it not only required 1000 watts of power, but a massive cooler that required another 1000 watts, which definitely seems to be pretty deceptive on Intel's part. And while I had a feeling, which is why I mentioned I wasn't sure about the cooler and never assumed it was stock, this is still more than I expected. Now, the irony of the whole thing is that Intel was clearly trying to one-up AMD's rumored 24-core Threadripper CPU, just like they did with their 18-core launch last year. Well, AMD wasn't having any of it this time around. Their new flagship HEDT processor isn't 24 cores or even a 28-core. Oh no, they went all out epic with a 32-core 64-thread perfectly named Threadripper 2000 series behemoth. And here's the thing. I'm sure many of you are worried about the size. Well, it's not going to be any bigger. Remember when the original Threadripper launched last year, we found out that 2 CCX modules were disabled? Well, they're not just empty dies anymore. They're all operational, which actually leads me to believe this was their plan all along. Besides the core count, this CPU will be running on GlobalFoundries 12nm process, which isn't as surprising as the core count, but is still nice. Oh, and want to know what else is nice? Or should I say refreshing? Yeah, they're sticking to what they said by confirming that current X399 boards will support next generation Threadripper, though the 250 watt TDP could exceed the limitations of lower end boards. But it should still work, we just may see some undervolting, etc. I'll make sure to keep everyone updated on that if it becomes a major issue. Either way, yeah, some fantastic news. And it doesn't stop there. AMD also showed off their first 7nm Radeon Instinct GPU. They didn't give us much, except that this bad boy comes with a massive 32GB of HBM2 memory. And their new 7nm technology brings with it a 35% performance boost, yet at twice the efficiency of their past 14nm process. We haven't gotten word on price, but know that they probably won't come cheap, and they're not made for gamers. No, that role is for AMD's next not-so-much announcement than tease, where Lisa Su, the company's CEO, announced that 7nm will be making its way to gaming GPUs. Unfortunately, it won't be until next year, but it's still a really exciting possibility considering Nvidia isn't rumored to be releasing any processors based on transistors anywhere near as small as 7nm. Either way, if AMD keeps to their timeline, this means the 7nm they're talking about is Navi. And if that's the case, Nvidia has a lot to worry about, since Navi is built on the same multi-chip module concept as Ryzen, and given what the company's been able to do with their CPUs, their GPUs could be incredible. With that said, let's make sure to stay grounded, as we saw the disappointment that was brought from Vega with many people's overreaching expectations. Of course, it's tough not to get at least a little excited. Lastly for today, while pretty much making every bit of news about AMD, the company officially unveiled the Vega 56 Nano that I discussed not too long ago. The version shown off is by PowerColor, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, just about no one has confirmed much of any specs, but definitely stay tuned to hear more. I'm just glad we're getting more cards. Choices are growing and prices are, for the most part, falling. Happy day. So while that does it for today, let me know what you think of the news. Pumped for that 32-core Threadripper or just want to see 7nm GPUs? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, have a great day.